Welcome. For those that are new here, last year our family bought 140 acres of land off the grid in Australia, and we call it Chimney Creek Farm. We're currently camping in and around our shed and dream of building a more sustainable and simple life. I'm going to learn how to use the chainsaw for the first time today. It's winter in Australia right now, and we're going to collect some firewood with our friend Darryl. I've always been a greenie at heart, and cutting down a tree goes against all my gut instincts, but it is the reality of living off the grid. Wood heat is good heat, and it's been found to emit less greenhouse gas than all of the other domesticated options. As long as we replace the old dead trees with new ones, I think it's a good heating option. We've had temperatures of -5 degrees Celsius overnight this week. We have a lot of old dead trees, and we probably need to get rid of them anyway because we're living in a bushfire prone area. So we're just heading off to find the dead trees that have fallen down or need cutting down. This will be my very first time using a chainsaw in my whole life, so it's a little bit intimidating. As I said before, wood heating has the smallest greenhouse footprint, and wood heater standards in Australia have changed so much over the last 10 years to make sure that the wood heaters burn more efficiently and are cleaner. Wood heaters sold in Australia today must meet the strictest environmental standards in the world. And burning wood in a heater actually now produces less carbon in the environment than letting an old log decompose on the ground. So Paul's just removing all the dead bark from this old dead tree. Paul didn't give me any safety tips before we started, but he did give me some earmuffs and some gloves. This is not really surprising, as he's one of those people that don't read the instructions before starting on using any new product. In saying that, he did actually tell me where the tree branch was going to fall.
Okay, so come here. Whichever way we want it to fall. So both of the utes are there, so we want it to fall this way. So to do that, we're going to cut a wedge here. Like that. And then one down on the edge like that. And then cut from the back. I'll see if the wall's going to work right. I'll give it a quick cut. If that works alright, I'll get you to do this one. I'll show you.
So once you start your chainsaw, apparently you should let it warm up before you start using it. If you've been watching our videos before, you would have seen that we've planted hundreds of trees on our property already. Paul just swapped over chainsaws because the other one had a blunt chain. So he's just cutting a wedge into the tree where he wants it to fall. So we've decided that we need to pick a spot on the property and just plant some firewood trees and plant new ones every year. Paul's just explaining to me now where this tree branch is going to fall when he cuts from the other side. Smoke from wood burning is a natural component of the atmosphere that the earth has adapted to a long time ago. Now it's my turn. As you can see, it's a very, very windy day today again. I had had to stop because the sawdust was getting all in my eyes, and Darryl ended up grabbing a pair of safety glasses for me to wear. So my number one tip is wear safety glasses. And Paul said I could have some trouble with the chainsaw kicking back. Apparently the chainsaw can kick back and get you in the face or wherever, so I didn't seem to have any trouble with that this time.
Bend your knees, come around more, yep. But flat. And don't touch it against the wood when it's moving. Yep. But see how you're holding this, just stop for a sec. It's flat, so you can hold on, you don't have to hold like this. And then, you know. Yep. Don't touch the wood until you're ready to go.
So you can imagine how all this dry grass and strong wind and all this old dead trees and branches all over the ground just produce the perfect atmosphere for bushfires.
Go against the tree, so you go touch the back of the tree. And then you use that to lever it. Pull it out, okay, start again. Don't touch the wood until it's moving.
At least if you're sourcing your own firewood from your own property, you know that the trees are going to be replaced. Paul gave me the advice to get away from the tree when it's falling after it had fallen, which probably would have been more helpful to me beforehand. But you actually should stand back at a 45-degree angle to the direction that the tree is falling in case the tree goes backward or if the tree falls and bounces. Luckily this was just a small tree, so it wasn't too dangerous at all. You should check that your escape route is clear and you don't want to trip with the chainsaw while you're trying to get away. Now here's where I started to get the hang of it a little bit. I started to work out that I was pressing it too hard for a start, and then I wasn't sort of having the chainsaw at the lowest point at the bottom close to the motor. It probably would have been even just a bit easier if it had been a bit lower to the ground as well, so I didn't have to hold the chainsaw so high. And also once I tried to stop sawing it like a normal saw, then it started working a lot better as well. And the good thing about these logs is that all of them will basically fit into our wood heater, and we won't need to split any of the logs. As long as we've got the fire going well with some kindling, these logs will just be, we'll just start burning as soon as we put them in, and we won't need to chop anything up, which will be great. As the nights get colder, nothing is as comforting as settling down in front of a crackling fire at night. Now look at me chainsaw massacring. And the other thing is that the sawdust gets all over you, including all down inside your clothes and everywhere, so it's quite uncomfortable and itchy. We should also be wearing cut-proof pants, which are I think called chets or chats, but we don't have any of those. So our friend Darryl has his own business, Darryl White Services, and he is building tiny homes. He's based in Brisbane, so if anyone is interested in getting in touch, let us know.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
So we've got enough firewood to keep us going for a little while, but I did realise that this one had a little bit of a hollow, but when you have old logs that have big hollows, you shouldn't really cut them up for firewood because they are actually a natural habitat for wildlife. So if you're using coal, electricity, oil or gas, these all add carbon to the atmosphere and these things can't be replenished. Wood, like wind and solar power, is considered to be an infinite supply as long as new trees are grown. This is a little bridge over our second creek on the property. It doesn't have very much water in it at the moment. We're guessing that this tree would have been between 11 and 14 years old. There wasn't much moisture left in it. Thanks so much for joining and watching and sharing our journey. We really do appreciate it.